It's the battle of the long-range healing primaries. The Crusader's Crossbow versus the Rescue Ranger. Medic's Dark Age Dart Gun against Engineer's retrofitted repair node. Pitted mano-a-mano. Which is the better weapon? Welcome to Manno-A-Manno, a brand new series in which two rival weapons go head to head. For this first episode, we're looking at two iconic primary weapons that enhance their class's core abilities. Both the crossbow and the ranger are single-fire, projectile-based weapons. They're also examples of burst healing. They're absolute game changers, but which weapon has the edge? Game design and fun factor will be taken into account. We'll start with the weapon that was released first. This is the case for the Crusader's Crossbow. Hark to all the realm! The meta hath been defined by this medieval medic weaponry. The Crusader's Crossbow is the better weapon because unlike his other unlocks, it can perform Medic's actual class role. Medic heals. His stock primary weapon is a deliberately awkward syringe-filled nail gun designed for self-defense. If you showed me the crossbow and the syringe gun and told me which should be the default kit for Medic, I would say the crossbow 100%. The Rescue Ranger, sure, it enhances Engineer's core gameplay, but it isn't able to do his fundamental primary function, building. Isn't the more important weapon the one that elevates its equip slot to be equals to its superior tool? Second, the crossbow is better because it makes distance between other players a tangible benefit. TF2 is primarily a game of close-ranged combat. Sniper is notorious for throwing a wrench into the game's design with his oppressive ranged combat. Damage fall-off ensures that no weapon, crits excluded, can reliably harass a sniper. The crossbow is a unique specimen in that it's expressly designed to be more powerful with distance. It has inverse damage fall-off. In all honesty, the further from the effective range of an advancing combat class, the better for Medic. Ironically, the Rescue Ranger is remarkably worse at fighting at range. The Ranger's healing ability isn't increased with distance, but the crossbow's healing ability is. Finally, the Crusader's Crossbow is better because quite simply, it feels better to fight with. Moreover, looking at the way these weapons affect their respective class, the Rescue Ranger sacrifices damage for support, and the Crusader Crossbow sacrifices, well, basically nothing for both damage and support. Attempting to fight with the Rescue Ranger can be, honestly, a little pitiful at times because, well, Uncle Dane said it best, you're fighting with a BB gun. With that, I rest my case for the Crusader's Crossbow. Now, this is the case for the Rescue Ranger. I present to you Exhibit A. The Rescue Ranger is better because it makes the Engineer's world bigger. When you get down to it, the stock Engie can be quite limited when it comes to maintaining his buildings. In particular, his sentry gun is often priority number 1 in any fallback defensive scenario. As a result, the Engineer usually has to stay close by to repair the damage so the defense doesn't crumble. The Rescue Ranger provides its unique ability to heal buildings from any distance. As long as you have metal and a reliable line of sight to your building, then you can go anywhere. And it's almost encouraged in a way. You spend metal at a cheaper 1 to 4 rate to repair the stock wrench's 1 to 3 rates. Defensive engineers are rewarded for their proper metal management and ability to traverse on foot. The second reason that the Rescue Ranger is the better weapon is that it breaks monotony in Engineer's gameplay. Breaks monotony? What the heck does that even mean? Well, we've just gone over how an Engineer has their horizons expanded with the Rescue Ranger. It accomplishes this, and yet doesn't monopolize the primary weapon slot. Engineer's shotgun lineup is pretty solid, Pomson notwithstanding. And this is something you can't say about the crossbow. I'm sorry, but using the crossbow exclusively can make the gun lose its luster after too long. The other Medic primaries are so underwhelming in comparison that Medics taking the game seriously almost never use anything else. It's too good in every situation to allow for flexibility. Meanwhile, not every situation mandates use of the Rescue Ranger, meaning the moments you use it, you feel like you're using the Rescue Ranger. When you're using the Crusader's Crossbow, you just feel like you're playing Medic. Nothing more. And the third reason that the Rescue Ranger is the superior weapon is that it creates dynamic cooperation with your fellow engineers. The Rescue Ranger serves a key role for Engie. It's the premier choice for sentry longevity. Notice how I didn't specify that it's only your sentry's longevity. The Rescue Ranger can heal any friendly building from any range. Never before has cooperative engineering been so easy. It's more convenient, and it doesn't take too much out of your day, and you can focus on keeping your supportive buildings alive, or really just go pistol down that cursed spy in the distance. And with that, the case for the Rescue Ranger is closed. Both of these are amazing weapons, don't doubt it, and this feels like an argument of an objective must-pick or an example of peak weapon design. In terms of alternative skins, they're also very similar. Both can be war paints, festivized, and strange. Only difference is that the crossbow has a festive variant, while the Ranger does not. The crossbow really stops feeling like an unlockable weapon after a certain point, and I think it's one of the culprits for Medic's notoriously stale metagame. I also neglected to mention how when you miss with the crossbow, you not only miss out on the benefits of the weapon, you are also more harshly punished, since that time wasn't spent building Uber. If you miss with the crossbow's one shot, it feels so much more punishing, and that can get frustrating when you're having an off day. The Rescue Ranger, on the other hand, suffers from success in a different way. Engineer is no doubt strongest when you mix up your loadout depending on the current scenario, arguably more so than any other class. The Ranger is often such a staple of defensive loadouts that it can create blind spots in less obvious common scenarios. If a spy is relentless, then most defensive Engies should be rocking a more damage-conducive primary, but the Ranger often lulls inexperienced Engies into complacency that might stunt their growth a little more than it probably should. With all that being said, if you twisted my arm behind my back and forced me to only pick one weapon, I think I have to choose the Crusader's Crossbow. Sorry, Rescue Ranger, but when being too good is a keystone element of your opponent's bullet points, well, I'm not going to ruin my judgment for the sake of being contrarian. The biggest point of contention that I have with the Crusader's Crossbow is that it could get boring after a little while, but in reality, I think that's more of a syringe gun problem overall than a crossbow-specific problem. Don't get me wrong, I think it's important to have this dialogue, taking away the rose-colored glasses surrounding the crossbow, but I'm not going to deny how important the Crusader's Crossbow actually is. Medic would be a far worse class without its existence, which is not a statement I can make as confidently about the Engineer and his Rescue Ranger. Do you think I got this wrong? Let me know in the comments section. Let your voice be heard. A big thanks to TheRealJims here. His Simpsons Showdown series was the direct inspiration behind this series and the backbone of this formula. If you like Simpsons trivia or like the structure of this series, give him a watch. I will leave a link to his channel in the video description. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time.